For me, is dal khichdi.
Wow. Nice. So, Reena Mataji, how is Bhagavatam? You liking it or?
Yeah, I am learning it slowly, slowly. I find it difficult on the Sanskrit slokas
Pronunciation, huh?
pronunciation. Yes.
That's okay.
So when I spoke to Sudha, she mentioned, and then I said I have been always wanting to learn. So
Hmm.
if you can add me, and she was kind enough to add me into the group.
What we can do, you have Bhagavatam book with you?
I have a Bhagavad Gita book. Yes, I do.
No, this Bhagavatam? No.
No, I don't have.
Hmm. You want to get one?
Yeah, sure.
This is a full set. You can buy one.
Uh-huh.
If you get that, see, just now I shared in the screen. You can see that there is English word by word meaning is there.
Yes, yes, yes.
When you read that, it's easy to kind of read the sloka, because it's broken.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Here it says, granena gandham rasanena vai. So here if it's sloka, granena gandham rasanena vai rasam. So here word by word, when you can say granena gandham rasanena vai. So that way it's easy for you to read and understand Sanskrit also, because
I
Sanskrit
get it.
Prabhupada is given word by word meaning also. Granena by smelling, gandham aroma, rasanena by taste. Why exactly? So granena gandham rasanena why rasam. So meaning is, and of course Prabhupada has given complete translation also. So if book is there with you, it's easy to understand. Let
Yes,
me know
yes.
if you want us to send it to you. You can post it, but it's
Sure.
a full. Maybe you have my number. Message me tomorrow. I'll give the details.
Yeah, I don't have your number. Sorry.
I'll put in the chat box now.
I will provide the
Oh,
number,
okay.
Reena Mataji.
Yes,
I'll
yes.
provide the number.
Okay.
And Prabhuji, you please add her also in the group, in our group.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Please share the number. I'll add that. No problem.
Sure, sure. I'll do that.
Sure,
Okay.
sure. Thank you, Prabhu.
धन्यवाद प्रभुजी धन्यवाद.
Okay. We'll start our today's session. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं चैतन्यमीश्वरम् परमानन्दमाधवम् ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Welcome all for Bhagavatam discussion. Continue reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, Text 29. Correct, no? 29, no? Yes.
Correct, Prabhuji.
Who is
Correct.
going to read? Anybody allocated?
Yes, somebody is allocated.
If that somebody is not here, anybody can read. Somebody, anybody, or nobody?
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please. Mercy comes.
Oh. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, Text 29. Granena Gandham Rasanena Mo, Mosamana
Rasam.
Rasam.
See, when you read Sanskrit, maybe you can little musical. Granena gandham rasanena vairasam rupam chadrishya shwashasvanam tatvai.
Shretena cha upetya napaha gunatvam pranana cha akuti upaiti yogi. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation: the devotee thus surpasses the subtle objects of different senses, like aroma by smelling, the palate by tasting, vision by seeing, forms, touch by contacting, the vibrations of the ear by ethereal identification, and the sense organs by material activities. Beyond the purport, beyond the sky, there are subtle coverings resembling the elementary coverings of universes. The gross coverings are a development of partial ingredients of the subtle causes. So the yogi or devotee, along with the liquidation of the gross elements, relinquishes the subtle causes like aroma by smelling. The pure spiritual spark, the living entity, thus becomes completely cleansed of all material contamination to become eligible for entrance into the kingdom of God. Hare Krishna. Prabhu.
So further, how devotee is passing by, we discussed the previous verses, like how he brings life air onto the top, and then that life air goes to different planets, and even up to Satyaloka, all those things we discussed. Now, how the different senses are used, like the senses, nose for smelling, the tongue for tasting, eyes for seeing the form, and the ears for hear the vibration. So these are the sense organs used to understand the different coverings. So there are different coverings of Panchabhutas, earth, water, ether, and air. So each one is covering. But as a practice devotee, the concluding word what Srila Prabhupada given is here important. Prabhupada says the pure spiritual park, living entity, thus becomes completely cleansed of all material contaminations. So this is the different process, cleansing our material contaminations and become eligible to entrance into the kingdom of God. So entering into kingdom of God is not easy, or it is not my birthright. It is, I can get it only by my dedication and hard work. I have to become eligible. That means all my contamination has to be cleansed. So just because somebody says I'm born in a Brahminical family or become born in a rich family, no, he cannot be eligible. To be eligible to enter into Vaikuntha or Golok, the kingdom of God, he has to go through the different spiritual processes, and he has to cleanse all the contamination of the material desires and kama, krodha, mada, matsara, etc., so that he is become eligible. That's the most important point. We'll read next sloka. 30. Who is going to read 30? Anyone? Otherwise,
Should I try, Prabhuji?
yeah, please.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Right.
Text SB
Srimad
2.2
Bhagavatam. When you say
Srimad
SB,
Bhagavatam, chapter 2,
Canto 2, chapter
Canto
2.
2 and 30. So Bhutaya,
Bhuta.
so Bhuta,
Sabhutam.
Always in
so,
the alphabet above, there's a line means is dirgha. Suppose on the top of U, there is a line, right? That means ooh, a dirgha.
okay. So Bhuta, so
Sabhuta. Sukshmendriya.
Susmendriya, Sanikarsam,
Karsham.
Karsam,
Sannikarsham. Yes,
Sanikarsam,
below it, one dot is there. That should be pronounced Sannikarsham.
Sanikarsam, Manomanyam, Deva,
Manomandam.
Manomanyam, Devamanyam,
Maya.
Deva Mayam,
Vikaryam.
Vikrayam, Sadhya, Gatya,
Samsadhya.
Samsadhya, Gatya, Saha, Tina, Yati,
Yati.
Yati,
There
Yati.
above the word, if there is one, this thing, one dash no Mataji, about A it is, so you have to drag it.
Yati,
Yati.
Yati, Vitsanya,
Tattvam.
Tattvam, Guna, Sanirodham,
Sannirodham.
Guna, Sanirodham.
Sabhuta Saksh.
One second. Yes, Mataji. Yeah, go
It
ahead.
will come like this, Mataji. Sabhuta Sukshmendriya Sannikarsham Manomayam Deva Mayam Vikaryam Samsadhya Gatya Sahatena Yati Vijnana Tattvam Gunasannirodham. You continue, Mataji.
Yeah. The translation by Srila Prabhupada, it says that the devotee, thus surpassing the gross and the subtle forms of coverings, enters the plane of egoism. And in that status, he merges the material modes of nature, which is ignorance and passion, in the point of neutralization, and thus reaches egoism in godness. After this, all egoism is merged and in the Mahatattva, and he comes to the point of pure self-realization. The purport. Pure self-realization, as we have several times discussed, is the pure consciousness of admitting oneself to the eternal servitor of the Lord. Thus, one Thus, one is reinstated in his original position of transcendental loving service of the Lord, as will be clearly explained in the following verse. The stage of rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord without any hopes of emoluments from the Lord or any other way can be attained when the material senses are purified and the original pure state of senses is revived. It is suggested herein that the process of purifying the senses is by the yogic way, namely, the gross senses are merged in the mode of ignorance and the subtle senses are merged in the mode of passion. The mind belongs to the mode of goodness and therefore is called as Maya or godly. Perfect purification of minds is made possible when one is fixed in the conviction of being eternal servitor of the Lord. Therefore, simple attainment of goodness is also a material mode. One has to surpass this stage of material goodness and reach the point of purified goodness, or Vasudeva Sattva. This Vasudeva Sattva helps one to enter into the kingdom of God. We may also remember in this connection that the process of gradual emancipation by the devotees in the manner mentioned above, although authoritative, is not viable in the present age because of people's being primarily unaware of yoga practice. The so-called yoga practice by the professional protagonist may be physiologically beneficial, but such small successes cannot help one in the attainment of spiritual emancipation, as mentioned herein. 5,000 years ago, when the social status of human society was in the perfect Vedic order, the yoga process mentioned herein was common affair for everyone because everyone, especially the Brahmana and Kshatriya, was trained in the transcendental art under the care of the spiritual master far away from home. In the status of Brahmanacharya, in the status of Brahmanacharya, modern man,
Brahmacharya.
however, Brahmacharya, a modern a man, however, is incomplete to understand it perfectly. Lord Sri Chaitanya therefore made it easier for prospective devotee of the present age in the following specific manner. Ultimately, there is no difference in the result. The first and foremost point is that one must understand the prime importance of bhakti yoga. The living being in different species of life are undergoing different terms of engagement according to their fruitive actions and reactions. But in the execution of different activities, one who serves some resources in the bhakti yoga can understand the importance of service to the Lord through the causeless mercy of the Lord as well as the spiritual master. A sincere soul is helped by the Lord through meeting a meeting a bona, bona fide spiritual master, the representative of the Lord. By the instruction of such a spiritual master, one gets the seed of yoga. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends that the devotee sow the seed of bhakti yoga in the heart or nurture it by the watering of hearing and chanting the holy name, fame, etc. of the Lord. The simple process of often celestly chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord will gradually promote one very soon to the stage of emancipation. There are three stages in chanting the holy name of the Lord. The first stage is the offensive chanting of the holy name. The second say is the reflective chanting of the holy name, and the third stage is the uh, um, mm, often sealless chanting of the holy name of the Lord. In the second stage only, the stage of reflection between the offensive and the offenseless stages are automatically attains the stage of emancipation, and in the offenseless stage, one actually enters into the kingdom of God. Although physically he may apparently be within the material world, to attain the offenseless stage, one must be on the guard of the following manner. When we speak of hearing and chanting, it means that not only not only should one chant and hear of the holy name of the Lord as Rama Krishna, or systematically the 16 names Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, but one should also read and hear Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of devotees. The primary practice of Bhakti Yoga was the cause, the seed, cause. The Bhakti Yoga will cause the seed already showed in the heart of to sprout, and by regular watering process As mentioned above, the Bhakti Yoga creeper will begin to grow. By systematic nurturing, the creeper will grow to such an extent that it will penetrate the covering of the universe. As we have heard in the previous verses, reach the effluent sky, the Brahma Jyoti, and go further and further and reach the spiritual sky, where there are innumerable spiritual planets called Vaikuntha Lokas. Above all of them is Krishna Loka or Gokula Brindavana, wherein the growing creeper enters and takes repose of the lotus feet of the Lord Sri Krishna, the original personality of the Godhead. When one reaches the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna at Gokula Vrindavana, the watering process of hearing and reading as also chanting the holy name is the pure devotional stage. Fructifies and the fruits grown there is the form of the love of God are tangibly tasted by the devotee. Even though he is there in the material world, the ripe fruits of the love of God are realized only by the devotees constantly engaged in the watering of the process as described above. But the working devotee must always be mindful so that the creeper which has so grown will not be cut off. Therefore, therefore, it's gone up. Therefore, he should be mindful of the following considerations. Number one is offense by one of the
Maybe
feet.
this will read later.
Yeah.
That's the 10 offenses Srila Prabhupada talking, which we can discuss each point by point. So we'll
Yes.
try to cover some points what Sukadeva Goswami is saying, and then some points what Srila Prabhupada is in the Prabhupada saying.
Okay.
So Sukadeva Goswami is saying here that the devotee must surpassing the gross and subtle form of, we discussed in the previous verses how different planets or different material elements like Panchabhutas and crossing, and finally he reaches the egoism of goodness. And after this, egoism is merged into Mahatattva, and he comes to the point of self-realization. So, practicing devotee, we should reach this level of self-realization. Self-realization means understanding who I am. Self-realization, the simple meaning. So the point is that I'm in this body, I'm the spirit soul. So what is the duty of a spirit soul? Jivera Swarupa Nityara Krishna Das. This is the understanding, and that realize it. This understanding one thing, realizing one thing, and practicing one thing. We have to realize it and practice it. So that's the level we should reach. So Prabhupada says pure self-realization, as we have been several times described, is a pure consciousness admitting oneself to be the eternal servant of the Lord. That is the self-realization. I should admit myself that I am the servitor of Supreme Lord and his devotees. That's why during the initiation, Guru gives a spiritual name ending with the Dasa or Dasi. Means I am the servant, not even servant, I'm the slave. Because servant has got right to ask for salary. Suppose if I am employed somebody, after doing my work, I can ask for salary. I'm servant. But if I'm a slave, I have no right to ask. So in the hands of the Supreme Lord, I'm the slave. I have no right to ask. Prabhupada here says, without any hopes of emolument from the Lord. When I do the service, I cannot even dream of saying that Lord should give back to me, because I should not do any business with the Lord. I should not expect anything from the Lord. That is the uncontaminated or unmotivated, uninterrupted services. That is the point we should reach. So it's unmotivated, uninterrupted. Like the unmotivated sense means maybe once in a year, one service, no. Uninterrupted, like 24/7, continuously we should be doing the service. That should be out of pure love, loving devotion service, Prabhupada says. Our service is not out of obligation, not out of fear, not out of any other monetary consideration. It is out of pure love, without any expect. Anya bilashita shunya, jnana karmadi anavritam, anukulena anushilana bhaktiruttam. Should be anukula, the way Krishna wants, and the way he said. That's how it should be there. So, Prabhupada says the different levels here mentioned, Devamaya, Vasudeva, Sattva, all those things is mentioned here. In the sloka also is mentioned. So, the Prabhupada mentions the point is that therefore simple attainment of goodness is also material mode. Just because somebody reached the mode of goodness, not enough. Because the material mode of goodness also in the material world. We have to think about reaching Shuddha Sattva, means going beyond the mode of goodness. So there are three kind of gunas: ignorance, then passion, and goodness, or rajoguna, tamoguna, and sattoguna. So all these gunas also in the material world. Even like simple example given is that if kind of tamoguna is considered as a jail with the iron chain, and rajoguna is also considered jail, but the silver kind of a chain. So sattoguna is also considered as a jail, but the gold chain. I mean, whichever the chain you put, whether gold or silver or iron, I am kind of a bound. I can't do anything. That is a different gunas. So Prabhupada says that so this Vasudeva Tattva helps one to enter into the kingdom of. So Bhagavad Gita Krishna says Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. One should understand Vasudeva Sarvamiti. We should understand that Krishna Vasudeva's son is Sarva. So that's the point I should understand. Then only I can desire, or I can hope eligible to enter the kingdom of God. So Prabhupada in the next paragraph says, so the different the Varna and Ashrama he talks about here, Brahmana, Kshatriya, they are all trained at the different levels under the care of a spiritual master. So the training under spiritual master is the most important thing. Like olden days, children used to be sent to Gurukul. Now, no Gurukul. Schools also no teaching anything related to the spirituality. So at least as a parents, we should make it a point. Somehow our kids are getting connected with the spiritual activity. Not only that, we should also do it, because unless we do it, children will not do it. So we should also get connected so that our sambandha with the Supreme Lord understood. And for that, what is Abhideya? The process of loving Him, process of serving Him, that also we should do. And with that result, we can get the prayojana, which is the love of God. Sorry. So Prabhupada says, first and foremost point is that one must understand the prime importance of Bhakti Yoga. So that is the ultimate. The different yoga ladder, Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, then Jnana Yoga, different ladders, different kind of a way to reach Supreme Lord. But Bhakti Yoga is the topmost because it's easy and there is no failure here. Whereas Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, there is a lot of chance of failure and it's so difficult. It's not easy. So Bhakti Yoga is easy, at the same time, no failure. So, but for that, we need a bona fide spiritual master who are kind of achar prachar, who what is preaching is practicing, and who understood Shastra, and who is teaching Shastra, who is preaching, and is practicing also. So, and that spiritual master, who is pure devotee of the Lord, he is considered representative of God. So, Supreme Lord also says that his devotees are representatives. So, spiritual master is representative of the Lord. So, like for example, where the president of the one country and ambassador in some other country, that ambassador considered the representative of the president of India or president of this country. Similarly, the spiritual master is considered as a representative of the Supreme Lord. So we have to respect the spiritual master the same way we respect Krishna, or we should consider he is supreme. But that guru or spiritual master doesn't consider like that. He says he's always servant. So we should give all respect what we have given to Krishna to the spiritual master. That's how it's mentioned here. And Prabhupada also chanting the holy name. Then he says one should also read and hear Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam in association with devotees. We should read, but not alone in the association with devotees, because that's where we get more energy and more inspiration support. So also Prabhupada says one further, the water or fertilize the Bhakti Lata Bija, which is seed put in our heart, which is growing. Because what is the fertilizer we put? The chanting the holy name, reading Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, all this devotion service is fertilizer and water. So when we do that, the Bhakti Lata Bija, that is the creeper, slowly growing up. But we should be careful that growing creeper should not be destroyed like the mad elephant entering into the forest. The when he offends to the devotee, it will spoil everything. So next, the Prabhupada gives the 10 offense against the holy name. So that is an important point we should also remember. So Prabhupada also says that fruits grown there in the out of love of God are tangibly tasted by the devotee. So we have to serve the Lord out of love, pure devotional service. That's the point Prabhupada is saying. That finally says, therefore, you should be mindful of following the following consideration. There are 10 offenses given, which we'll discuss next class. Meantime, devotees also can read and come so that we can analyze each point separately. I'll stop here. Devotees can share their comments. Yeah. Maybe start with the other side. So Sudha Mata, you want to start?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, you have explained in 29 like how life goes to different planets, and how a pure devotee completely cleansed by a pure devotee should be completely cleansed by material contamination, and it is not that easy though. The eligibility of should be like he should go through the different spiritual processes, should have a bona fide master. Under his guidance, he can step up the ladder. And processing, and also you have told us practicing devotees should come to the realization that he is the external servitor of the Supreme Lord and his devotees. That, and also like he or she should be slave of to Supreme Lord, not even a servant but a slave to Supreme Lord. And we should serve Supreme Lord not with any ego and anything, with pure love. We should have pure love, without any expectations from him. So that is pure love. If we expect, then it will become business. So, and also you have explained about three gunas, rajoguna and tamoguna and sattvaguna. All are like uh, connected to material things only, even sattvaguna. This is what I wonder, Prabhuji, like rajoguna, tamoguna we can understand, but why sattvaguna also been placed in material this thing?
Because that activity is also in the material world only. We are not going beyond this material world. The different planetary systems, you want to go to Brahmaloka, that's also
Hmm.
material world only. That's also going to destroy. So Sattoguna is also maybe, see, there are people with the Sattoguna. Sattoguna in the sense they are mode of goodness, they will be very good. But
Ah,
unless they take it up Krishna conscious seriously, being good not enough. See, there are people may be good. A good is in the sense what? They maybe do some charity, or they maybe do something, but what the charity they're doing it? Like they may
ah,
give some money, but that's not
ah.
enough. With that, they
Mm,
incur more sin. So being Sattoguna is not enough. You have to go
mm,
beyond that. Shuddha Sattva means without any, because point is that attachment. Sattva guna also comes with some attachment. It's not pure.
Oh,
So it has to reach
oh,
the pure goodness, one step
okay.
above. Yeah.
Probably, I think um, people who do charity work, I think this is also connected to material. Why? Because see, we have lived only at a maximum. Human life would have only 100 years max. But Krishna has gone through millions of years. He knows how human will act. So I think Sattva Guna, if people do charity work, at some point of time, they might get an ego. Like he's doing all this, he's able to do all that. That is my understanding, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So that might be the reason they would have kept Sattva Guna also in this cadre. I think so.
So
That is my
it's not.
understanding.
Yeah. That's also right. Not only ego, because it comes with a attachment.
Ah,
That's the
okay.
point.
Okay,
So
okay.
some may be externally, some may be internally. Some people they may not show also. You may not see that his attachment or his involvement in that, but internally he has got that.
Oh,
I mean, that's what we have to leave. That's why
oh,
Shuddha Sattva.
okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Sri Devi Mataji.
Prabhuji, you called me.
Yeah. Want to share anything?
Yes, Prabhuji. Self-realization means, who am I? Where from I have come. We should admit ourselves to be the eternal servitor of the Lord. The gross senses and subtle senses should be eliminated from us. Perfect purification of mind is made possible only by one serving to the Lord eternally. We should understand and practice the Bhakti Yoga. For that, we need a bona fide spiritual master. We should sow the Bhakti Bija in our hearts for spiritual advancement, and we have to serve the Lord with pure love. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Roja Mataji, want to say anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I joined little late, but what I understood that is one point I understood like bhakti path is a core thing like which we need to adopt in our life, and we need to do service of the Lord. Along with that, we need to do the seva. Uh, that's the thing which I understood, Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mataji. Mariappan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
All these texts are really enlightening and as well as this thing technical oriented also, but need to be understood and practiced. In fact, text 29, material contamination is cleansed after going through process of spiritual process, and text 30, self-realization. I am the soul, not this body. Eternal servant. I am an eternal servant to Supreme Lord, not even servant. I am a slave and a pure Supreme Lord and pure devotees. No emoluments for the service. That is that is unmotivated and uninterrupted in pure love towards Supreme Lord. One must cross over beyond all three gunas, that is Rajoguna, Damoguna, and Satoguna. One must reach Shuddha Sattva, and Brahmanas are trained under the supervision of spiritual master so as to get established the sambandha with the Supreme Lord. And Bhakti Yoga is the ultimate, where no failure Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, chances of failure are there. Spiritual master is representative of Supreme Lord. Equal respect must be for Supreme Lord as well as the master. And Bhakti Lata grows where fertilizer of devotional services are provided. And that much I have understood, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Reena Das Mataji, add anything?
Jai Shri Krishna Prabhuji. Uh, uh, I will just mention the last few lines that we discussed, because others were covered by Sudha Mataji and others. So we should get connected through the process of loving Lord Sri Krishna. One should understand different way of reaching Lord Sri Krishna. Bhakti yoga is easy, but we should have a bona fide spiritual master, and the spiritual master is considered as a representative of Lord Sri Krishna himself. The spiritual master also considers himself as a servant, as a slave, and Sri Prabhupada ji said we must chant the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And the example that you gave was a beautiful example of how a seed grows into a plant through the process of the love and the bhakti. So that is the Mula Mantra. Jai Shri Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Asha Mataji, add anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
I could join and listen something. Thank you for the class, Prabhuji.
No problem. Okay, thank you all for joining. Monday will continue. Monday we'll discuss this 10 offenses. Maybe request devotees to go through each and every point separately. Individual points, there are 10 points. Then we can meditate on that, discuss. Really important. These are the points we should always meditate on this. So please go through it. So, Hare Krishna. See you on Monday evening. Hare Krishna. Anand Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyasya patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namaram. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। ग्रंथ श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare
Thank you so
Krishna
much for the
Prabhuji.
class,
Thank you for the
Prabhuji.
class,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare
Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
And okay, I'll